Welcome back to the Cerebral Palsy Perspective. I'm Chad Williams here with my co-host, Daryl Perry. Today we're joined by a very special guest. Vito is the founder of Strides for Gianluca, a nonprofit that he started for cerebral palsy awareness. I'll let Vito share about his nonprofit and the motivation behind it. We also had a chance to meet a little over a month ago to run a pretty special race in Spring Lake, New Jersey. And I'm sure we'll talk about that too. But Vito, welcome to the show. We're glad to have you here with us.
It's awesome to be on the show. Just honored that you guys are having me on. Strides for Gianluca is dedicated to my son who has cerebral palsy, right-sided hemiplegic cerebral palsy, and started out with just as running for a cause with the shirt, and then after about a year of doing that, we became an official 501c3 and started raising money for different causes, different people. Some of the money goes to research too, and among other things, whoever needs it, we're always looking to help. The fundraisers and things we put on help to do that. We get people signing up to race with us to help spread the awareness. On our website, there's a whole site of the list of runners and races and the runners running those races, and we have a bunch of things set up too in the future. Like we got a 5K coming up in October ourselves. I'm running training this summer for the New York City Marathon, running for the charity there. And there's a whole hockey side of it too, where we play in a charity tournament every year where that gets us some revenue and funds, which is kind of fun. And we have a charity game coming up too with one of the Hanson brothers from Slapshot. So we
wow.
Yeah. So we got a lot going on, a lot of fun stuff. We even get out there at farmers markets, and in July we have I think July 25th or 23rd, can't remember the date too well right now, but I believe we're Allentown Farmers Market. Riley's Lemonade Stand will be out there with us side by side. We'll be talking about the charity and everything, and they'll be raising money for our cause out there. Every lemonade sold comes to us. So it's just little things like that on little projects. We've done Dine Out for CP awareness, where a lot of businesses have done that with us too. And almost anything we could think of to kind of help out the charity, we try and do that. And we donate all of, like we helped out with the with yours awesome
Yeah.
cause, I loved that one with the scholarship. We were so happy to be a part of that and be able to donate towards that. That was amazing. And hearing you share the stories and who you were reading through all the things on right there in person in Spring Lake when you told me about it was so cool.
Yeah. It's I'm so appreciative that you were willing to do that, and that you believed in it. And so I was going to touch on that today as well. So thanks for bringing that up. But that was, you made a big impact for me and for the winner of the scholarship. So thank you for doing that. I have so many different questions. Before I forget, your October 5K that you mentioned, does that have a virtual element to it?
Yeah. On Run Sign Up, we have a virtual option as well. So anybody anywhere can run for Strides for Gianluca and the cause. And if you can't run, there's a donate option on there. And we sell the apparel at the shop, which Doodle and Design too. They're an incredible company. They'll ship the shirts anywhere if you want to get a shirt or a couple of different options. And part of she gives back to the charity for a percentage of the sales and stuff. So that's
Sure.
a pretty cool option.
I'll definitely sign up for that, and maybe we can share that in the show notes as well, and steer some other people toward it. So I think that's great.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I know you have one of the shirts. We probably have your logo on there. I love that one. So
Yeah.
that's
What what a special thing. It's social media is such a great thing. Like there are negative aspects to it, but we were able to meet through social media.
Yeah, without it,
You,
we wouldn't be able to connect or anything
yeah,
like that. And I don't even
yeah,
remember the actual first. It's been a while. First conversation we had. It's been we've just been kind of buddy for a while. We almost forgot where
yeah,
it all started, but just happy it did.
absolutely. Me too. Me too. Um, so I know you mentioned that you kind of started running. Did you run before that, or did that kind of start with Gianluca and what happened there, or how did running kind of become a
I
main vehicle behind what you're doing?
I was always into running, and I never did many. I was actually, believe it or not, before my son was born, I kind of was doing some triathlons and stuff. And then when he was born, it just got to be too much with a newborn and growing up with juggling the three aspects of the three, of swimming, biking, and running. And I got started becoming a little scared of the biking too, with the training with cars and things like that. We had a couple of fatalities here with people training for triathlons who got hit by cars and stuff. So yeah, unfortunately. And so I just picked the simplest one, where if I had, even 20, 25 minutes to myself, throw on the sneakers, go out, go for a run and come back, just to kind of stay active. And then from there, I just started getting more just the races, and
Yeah.
signing up for a 5K, then a 10K. And we all know how that goes as runners.
Yeah.
You start with a
Yeah.
5K and then a 10K, and then it's the half marathon, and then the full marathon. And then it just snowballs, and you can't control it anymore, and that's kind of what happened. And I felt that running for a cause is what kind of made it even better. Just,
Yeah.
my son, and going to chop with him, and being able to, even if it's the smallest impact, just being able to do that, making it mean something.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, when I saw all the races that your charity puts together, I knew that I wanted to do what I could to join in on one, because it is such a special mission that you have. And so I was able to make Spring Lake work.
That was
I would have found a way anyway, but it worked out. The timing was perfect, and we were able to get together and meet up and run Spring Lake
that was
together,
awesome.
which was amazing, and it was special for me to be there the night before.
It
Uh,
was
Gianluca ran his first. They had a kids mile the night before, and to watch that and to be part of that with you and your family, that meant a lot.
yeah, it was. I'm tearing up hearing you talk about it, but
it was
yeah,
it was special.
it
It was
was.
special.
It was.
Not something I'll ever forget, and I'm glad I was able to be there for that. Um, so yeah, that was a big thing.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite races of the year. I mean, as you know, it's just a chore to register for it. I
I
mean,
I've done a lot of races since I started this journey of mine a few years ago, and there's only one or two that are that large. There were 12,000 people, and it's the first time I've ever ran a 5K and had somebody hand me a Jersey Mike sub instead of like a protein bar or a banana.
yeah,
Or, yeah, that was hilarious. But yeah, you have to wake up at like 4 or 5 a.m. on Super
Super
Bowl
Bowl
Sunday
Sunday.
just
Yeah,
just to just to get in, and it sells out by like 7:30 or something. So it's
yeah.
it's pretty
Super Bowl
crazy that
Sunday,
it gets
yeah,
that
wake up
much of
8
a.
a.m. You're done. You're not going to be racing that day.
That was that was the thing when Chad was telling me. He's like, "Oh, I'm doing this race in Jersey, and I'm up that way regularly." I'm like, "Oh, I'll sign up." He's like, "You're not going to sign up." He's like, it's already it's done and gone for. Like you have to already do it.
I mean, it's a but it's just such a big. It kicks off. It's Memorial Day weekend. It kicks off the summer at the Jersey Shore, and
Yeah.
it's always just been a big cult Jersey following kind of thing, and and it's the distance is just. I mean, there's been five milers, but I feel like it's just a race where it's like there aren't too many 5 miler races. I don't think, and
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing that makes it unique. I mean, you need the first 2 miles just to kind of get your space when there's all those people running. So then it kind of turns into a 5K afterwards. But yeah, I mean, it's just a great time. It's a great time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that's the first 5 mile that I've ever done, and I want to do another one. So I'm certainly going to try to look at your calendar again next year because it was such a good time and so much fun.
Well, I'm definitely going to sign up for that one again. I like signing up for that one. That's always a fun one. Just again, just the logistics of it, signing up for it, getting your bid packet was try to get there and get the pint glass and the bib and all that stuff. And yeah, it's a chore, but it's fun. It's fun. It's part of the whole experience, But it's a very popular race here at Jersey, and a lot of people they just celebrate. It's kick off the summer, And again, it was just extra special this year seeing Gianluca run that kid's dash. No fear. He was anxious the whole time from when we got there. When's it start? When are we going? When's it start? He just wanted to.
Yeah.
He just wanted to run, and man, when it started, he was like he just took off like a bullet. I'm so proud.
Yeah.
Great.
It was great. It was great. The way I've never seen a kids race organized in quite that way. It was
right.
They made it just as special for the kids. It was, it wasn't just like ready, set, go. They had it broken up by age and heats and different things, and it was just they put a lot of effort into it to give the kids a special moment too. So that was really cool.
And it's a part of the race. I think most of the racers don't really get to see it as much, like us, like the guys who actually ran the race, because it's the day before. It's the Friday night before. So a lot of the people who run the race don't get to actually see that. And it's so cool to actually see that them go to the great lengths for those kids. And we got lucky because we got to plug our charities too with the Spring Lake people interviewed us, which was nice.
Yeah.
That just kind of happened. And we're like, oh, hey, So
you guys want to be on TV, or you guys want to have an interview? And like, sure.
Why not? Right? It was like, But it's from start to finish. It was just a great time all around. It really was.
I know you mentioned some of the things you have coming up, but what are you excited about? What are you looking forward to for Strides for Gianluca? What's next?
Well, the very next thing is July 23rd. We have the charity hockey game with Steve Hansen, who played Steve Carlson played the Hansen brother in the movie Slapshot. I've been a goalie my whole life, so I'm playing in the game with all old time like 60s, 70s goalie gear to make the night really old time hockey.
Yeah.
And that's a chore in itself. I practiced with these pads and all this. They're heavy. They are like having tree trunks on your legs. But I was maybe a half an hour. I got to play a whole game of them. So I think I'm going to be spent. But I think one last minute thing we did a couple months ago, which is something that's really cool. So all the jerseys we ordered for the game are reversible. So like if you want to have a trade during the game or something like that. So we kind of took that opportunity, and the place that we're having it is in Hollydale Arena. And they have a beautiful facility there with a beautiful bar upstairs and everything like that. And what we decided to do was have a draft night the night before the game. And so everyone come. You don't have to come, but because there's going to be a live podcast too as well. And players aren't even picking the teams. We've chosen 4 wives to represent split them up to each teams, and the wives are going to draft the teams for us.
Oh,
They're
wow.
each get picks, number 1 draft, number 2 draft, all the way down till everyone's picked. And then the 2 teams are set. Everyone gets their jerseys, and the next day we play. So
that's cool.
yeah, that's got to be the cool thing. We have Steve will be there the night before too. We have meet and greets. Tickets we're selling to before and after the game with them. An after party with all the players and everything like that. So that's the next big thing on there. And he plays in character, which is amazing. So it's we're looking forward to that part of it.
That's funny.
Yeah. So as a hockey player growing up, and I got to tell you, Steve is an incredible guy. He is a cancer survivor, and in January, my father recently passed away from cancer, and we've been planning this for a while. And I never forget one day, Steve was on the phone with me, and he said, "Can I have your dad's number? I'd really love to call and talk to him, see how he's doing." And me and my dad were big movie guys. That was our thing. We'd sit there and watch almost every movie to mankind, and always that was our thing. We were both movie buffs, and so he knew him, and my dad knew Paul Newman, and I didn't know Paul Newman, but he knew from the movie. But I mean, and so it was always a big movie in our house because we were hockey. Even though we were Italian, I grew up playing, so my dad would drive me to practices and everything like that. And he was ecstatic when he called him. They had a longest conversation on the phone about life, about cancer, and about living with it. My dad just was beaming afterwards, and just like And Steve told him some stories from the set, and it was just great.
Yeah.
It was great. He didn't have to do that. That's the whole point. He didn't have to do that, but he did it, and that's what makes him a special guy. That's
sure. No, that is a special story.
Yeah.
Daryl, I wanted to give you a second here to chime in or ask some questions if there's anything that comes to mind that you want to ask Vito as we're sitting here going through.
No, I mean, I'm enjoying hearing the story. I do want to make sure that just so everybody knows, links up in the show notes. I've got the main website, and the way everything's organized, I honestly have the main site, and then I have specific pages just for some of the events. So we've got the main website, we've got all the social media accounts. So definitely check those out. And then for the charity hockey game, I've got that linked up. And then for the run sign up page for both the in-person 5K and the virtual one in October. So I'm good. I love this conversation because I don't have to do anything here. I just get to listen and I get to put the links and everything together.
Yeah, right.
All
I
good here.
tried to make the website as informational as I could, and we're always kind of like updating it and stuff. And I really liked this year, like we added in like where the races like all the races we race. I loved, like last year we just kind of had the races and this is what we're doing. This year we actually list each racer racing for the charity as well, which is pretty cool.
So they're featured and highlighted. I love
that.
Yeah.
Which is special. And some races I don't race in. These aren't all races on. Some of the races people have purchased the shirt and they're like, "Hey, I'm running this race in Maryland this weekend, and put me on there. I want to wear the shirt. And I want to go out and run it." And sometimes that generates some money for us through their social media, and it's just a great little thing and little connections for them too. And then we always kind of write up a little post after their race if they do that, and thanking them for the race. And it's a fun little thing to have to, and people feel like a little bit of a little more involved too with it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I love all the elements to what you're doing, and I hope that you continue to get a lot of support. I know that I'm gonna certainly sign up for that virtual element, and I'll be wearing my shirt because I do have a shirt.
I love that one. We love having that.
When you asked me that, I was like blown away. There's so many pieces to this, to my own story. Like when I started, where it's like I was just running one race. I wanted to run one race for myself to kind of pick myself up, and I didn't know that it would resonate. I didn't expect it to resonate in the way that it had. So when you reached out and said, "Hey, we want to throw this on our shirts," I was like floored. So I really appreciate that. It's another element for me too of this kind of unbelievable journey that I've been on that I wouldn't have expected.
Yeah, and touching on that too, by the way, I was so honored to read your memoir, which was great. Like you sent it to me, I read it, and I mean, I'm going to ask the question. A lot of people are we going to get a printed copy of it?
I have to. I'll tell you, I stalled for a little bit after I got to this certain part, and I thought, like, I don't really know what's next, right? But that it continues to grow. Like you adding my logo to your shirt and being involved in your charity, and all these different pieces have continued to add on to it. And so actually my wife and I, we were driving the other day, and she was talking about just this year all these other pieces that have come into my life from this running journey. And she's like, you gotta add this to your memoir, and meeting you and meeting Gianluca, like you got to throw that in there. And there's even more. There's some more things like in the coming months that I'm going to be doing that I just wouldn't have expected. My 5K that I do, it's the second annual, and there's some pieces to that I might be able to expand on. And just recently, I was able to join the executive leadership team for the American Heart Association Heart Walk here in Rochester, because my cerebral palsy was caused by an infant stroke. That's not always the case, but for me, I'm a stroke survivor. So when they heard my story, they asked me if I would join their executive leadership team, which is a whole nother piece that I got to add to the book, right?
Amazing, man. That's awesome. That's so happy to hear.
Thank you. So I will finish it. I absolutely want to finish it. I have to set some time to pick it back up, and I got to sit back and reflect on all these crazy things that have happened to me since I put it away. It was this thing where I was like, I'm going to start writing this. And I started writing it after I lost my mom. It became like a therapeutic thing for me to kind of put that on paper. And I kind of needed that for a bit. And once I got going, I was like, there was something to that for me. It was therapeutic. And then all these things picked up, and I sort of stepped away, but there's all these awesome things that have happened to me since then. So I got to get back to it, but I absolutely will finish it. And I think it's going to be pretty special by the time I'm done with it.
I'm so happy for that. That's awesome. And then hopefully we get a book signing.
I couldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule it out based on all these crazy things that have continued to happen. So who knows?
I'm hoping that happens, because it's well deserved. It really is.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I appreciate you taking some time and coming on our podcast. It was really meaningful for us, and I hope it helps when we put the word out there. Maybe get some more people to see all the wonderful things that you're doing with your nonprofit, and we're certainly going to stay in touch. And
absolutely, yeah.
So thank you. So. And for Daryl and I, we started this back in January or February, and we're 20 or so episodes in of doing this every week. So your episode here is going to be sort of the last one for us for what we'll call season 1. Maybe we're going to take a couple weeks off and get started back up in August. So you're helping us wrap up our season, and we're so thankful that you were willing to come on and share all the things that you're working on.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm happy to be a part of it. And I was, like I said, I'm just happy we've made the connection, and we got to run the race together, which was awesome. And hopefully a lot of nice more collabs to come too.
Absolutely. I would love that.
Well, you guys have a wonderful 4th of July. All right.
You too. Thanks, Vito. Thank you. Have a happy 4th.
Thank you. You too, guys. So great talking to you guys. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.